We are back on the Morning Brew with friends, and I think our buddy director Dan back here played the "Hungry Like the Wolf" song because he knew his friend Judy was going to be on this morning, and because you guys work with wolves.
Why we do.
Yeah, and well, it's not why. He just loves Duran Duran. Any excuse he gets to play some Duran Duran.
Loved Duran Duran.
Well, you know, he's full of surprises back there.
National Duran Duran Day.
And you didn't play it because she works with wolves?
I don't know.
Because you guys are the Wilderness Alliance. That's one of the #1 things you guys are working with is helping protect the wolves out in the wilderness, right?
We do.
And so tell me about what the Wilderness Alliance does and what your real mission is.
So we're a statewide environmental group that focuses mostly on federal land protection. So we focus mostly on the Forest Service and the Bureau of Land Management.
Okay.
And what that means is that we advocate for greater protections on existing public lands like wilderness designations and national monuments and things like that. And then we also work on protecting lands that's already designated wilderness. So we want to make sure that the land that is protected stays in good condition.
So I had this really interesting discussion with a friend the other day because we're going camping in a couple weeks, and he was like, we can't camp there because it's national forest, but we can camp here because it's wilderness. And I didn't actually know what the difference was. Is there a difference?
There is a huge difference, but there shouldn't be a difference in camping necessarily unless there was some restriction placed on the Forest Service land. But both of them should be open to camping in general.
That's great. And so what, tell us about the difference between community service and group trips that your organization hosts.
So we do try to get our members out into public lands. And so part of the way that we do that is we organize backpacking trips, field trips, and then also service projects. So what we do
is that where some of these photos, we have some of these awesome photos.
Yes,
That's where these came from?
I believe that that's the Valles Caldera that's up right now.
That's beautiful.
We do have a trip coming up to the Valles Caldera in September. That is a service project where we actually partner with federal agencies to get a project done on their land that they need help with. So that one is a fence removal project, which sounds like a lot of hard work because it is.
Right.
But if people are interested, they can go look at our calendar on the website and see where our service projects and camping trips are.
You're trying to get rid of a fence, like a barbed wire fence that somebody put up years ago?
Yeah, so, you know, the history of the Valles Caldera in particular is that it used to be private land and it has slowly been transitioned into federal ownership. And so there were some activities going on a long time ago, like extra grazing and things like that. So they do have fences and allotments there that are no longer being used. And so that can have a negative impact on wildlife. Sometimes, you know, things can get caught in it and stuff like that.
Right.
And so they do, you know, as those grazing allotments are retired during this transition, they want to get those fences out. So
I hear you. So is that what most of the trips you guys do is to go out and do work, or is there fun trips too?
No, I would say most of the trips are fun trips. The service projects are definitely for like a certain type of person. So we have like a wolf backpacking trip in the Gila also in September.
So how do you put the backpack on the wolf?
It's actually a mule-led backpacking trip.
Oh, really?
Where you pack all your stuff onto mules and then hike all the way into the Gila. And so there are not a lot of wolves in the Gila, so it's not guaranteed that you will see them, but hopefully you'll at least hear them and see some tracks and stuff. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So how many wolves are there? I mean, and I keep hearing there's a lot of controversy about wolves. I know the ranchers are worried because wolves kill the cattle, but then at the same time you want you really need the predators in the wilderness to kind of keep the balance, right?
So we have a long history in this country of killing off predators pretty systematically, and so the wolves were no exception, and they were pretty much killed out by the 40s. And there were none left in the wild in the 70s when they were listed on the Endangered Species Act. And so all the ones that are out in the Gila now were captive bred from the same 7 wolves, basically, which were the last wolves that were out there.
Wow.
And so at this last count last year, there were 109. Which is pretty awesome. That includes.
That doesn't sound like that many.
I know, it's not that many, but the history of the wolf program has been very controversial, and so it's more than there have ever been. And so, but that does include New Mexico and Arizona. So I think there are about 58 in New Mexico, which it's really not a lot. I think there are just a couple of breeding pairs, and you know they exist in these packs where there's an alpha male and an alpha female, and those are the ones that breed. And so there aren't too many that are having pups right now, but it's a lot better than it has been. The best available science says that there should be 750 wolves for a sustainable, healthy population. So we have a long way to go, but we're heading in the right direction.
Because they control all the other animals that overgraze and overeat and everything else, right?
Yeah, they're a keystone species for sure.
I love that word, a keystone species.
It's a great term.
I'm going to use that.
It's almost as good as charismatic megafauna. Do you know that one?
I know what megafauna are.
So charismatic
And
megafauna
megaflora.
is like the activist word for big, exciting species that get people excited. So people use them to get people excited about ecosystems, even if they're not necessarily the most endangered species there. Like people use the polar bear for that. And
We also decided that would be a good band name.
yes, we did
And a good
decide
band
a long
name,
time
yes.
ago that it should be a punk band, charismatic megafauna.
That would be awesome.
I don't play punk music, but I'm going to have to just so I could use the term.
I think Dan would just have an all Duran
Yeah,
Duran
Dan
cover
could do
band.
it.
I
Oh,
think,
that's a good idea.
right? Charismatic megafauna, the Duran Duran cover band. I see you.
All right,
I see you
done.
doing that. Yes.
You're helping though.
I'm trying. You know.
No, I mean you have to.
We will need a dancer, Dan. So
I you know,
we'll get you those sticks.
I'm in. I'm down. Just say the word, and I'll get myself some crazy Simon Le Bon hair, and we'll make that happen.
a good plan.
Right? I think we're in. Before I forget to ask, though, you guys partnered up with the New Center Credit Union.
We do partner with New Sender Credit Union, so they have what's called their Community Rewards Program, where when you get a checking account there, you can pick a category for charitable giving that's sort of attached to your check card. So every time you spend anything, you get a certain amount of cash back, and then we also get a matching donation for that. And so you can pick a bunch of categories. I think they have education and arts and a couple others, and environment. And so
And
we're
you
very lucky to
guys-
get their environment recipient stuff. So yeah, it's been really, really amazing. And just being a member of New Mexico Wilderness Alliance allows you to get credit union membership. So anyone who is a NMWA member can go to New Sender Credit Union and tell them.
That sounds great. Well, we're going to be hungry like the wolf right now, and we'll be back in a couple of seconds here with New Mexico Kids Matter, and we'll be talking about some of their new initiatives too.
Awesome.
Back on the Morning Brew.
Drumming on your skin, it's so tight. You feel my heat, I'm just a moment behind.